broadcasters scan too? Hope you're ready for some hockey. Good evening from Danville, Illinois. We're downtown Danville here, getting ready for Federal Prospects Hockey League action. The Danville Dashers taking on the Carolina Thunderbirds here. We're in late February. Happy Valentine's Day. What better gift can you get? Not roses, not chocolate, but hockey. Dennis, that's what I got you for Valentine's Day.
You know, it's just so sweet of you, Nate. You know, I didn't know you quite cared that much, but I do appreciate it. And now what I really want for my Valentine's present is a victory by the Danville Dashers over the best team in the league.
Yeah, and accomplishing that would be some kind of a feat tonight for Ray Tremblay's team. I'm losing my mind. It's been a week off, Dennis. That'd be quite the feat, as right now in the standings, Carolina, I think it's safe to say, is fair and far ahead of the rest of the competition. They have dropped a couple games recently to the Danbury Hat-Tricks, who have seemingly had a remedy to what has been the plague for every team in the FPHL, except for obviously Carolina, in the Carolina Thunderbirds over the last 2 years since they joined the league, far and beyond the best team. And it has been quite a roller coaster for Danville during that time, up and down. One of the older teams in the league. They'll be looking to steal one from the now sophomore Carolina Thunderbirds here tonight.
I asked Coach Ray Tremblay if there was anything that he saw in the video of those Danbury games, anything that they were doing different than anybody else. He said, nope, they're just working hard. He says Carolina can be beat. They're a disciplined team, but every team can be beat. And it's going to take a solid effort by his Danville Dashers from start to finish tonight. They can't have any lulls at all, or we're going to have some trouble against this Carolina club, because they are not only good, Nate, they are fast.
Yeah, they are fast, and their system is effective. It's lethal, it's high scoring, and they have a great goaltender in net tonight in Jacob Mullen. It's going to be a lot of fun here. This matchup had some good games last year. Even when Danville had some struggles during the season, they managed to somehow find their best and bring it and play up to the competition that was the Carolina Thunderbirds. A little bit different of a team. They've had some additions, including a former Dasher in Daniel Martin, who's going to start at the left wing tonight for Carolina. And Danny Martin, one of the fan favorites here last year. It'll be good to see him back and around.
Yeah, the fans seem to love the former Dashers when they come to town. And the good news for the Danville Dashers, if one Tesserero is good, two's got to be great. Phil Tesserero joins the team, AJ's kid brother, I believe, and you know, it's going to be exciting to see the Tessereros out on the ice.
Yeah, try saying the duo Tessereros a couple times fast. I guarantee you it'll send you into a tongue twister. Well, as we get prepared here to start off the game, the first ones out of the tunnel were the Carolina Thunderbirds. And now we're going to get the starting lineup for the Danville Dashers, a courtesy of Danville Township. As Tommy B announces the Danville Dashers starting in goal tonight, it's going to be Harley White wearing the big 2-9, Artem Efimov Barakov at the left wing wearing number 77, Fred Hine at the right wing, the lead goal scorer for the Dashers wearing the big number 19, Mitch Atkins starting in center here, number 8, with Sam Turner at the left defenseman role, and Seth Ensor at the right defenseman spot, our Hustler player of the week. Ensor had a great couple of games last weekend. He's really stepped up to fill in the void with guys like Alex Palmerville and the great bearded Ben Bukal out for this Dasher squad.
Yeah, I noticed, Nate, no flamethrowers here for the introductions. I'm glad I didn't bring the s'mores tonight. I was planning on it, but the cord wouldn't reach. But I'm glad I left them at home.
And just a quick look here, while the Dashers get announced, we read off their starting lineup. It's White, Barakov, Hine, Atkins, Turner, and Ensor, the defensive duo. Over for Carolina, it's going to be Jacob Mullen, Daniel Martin, Michael Bunn, Joe Cangelosi, George Holt, and Ramil Talapov. And that's going to be your starting lineup here for Carolina. And a dynamic offense this Carolina team has. Their lead scorer, Peter Panicek, with 57 points. Jan Salak, 46. Glenecki, 45. Michael Bunn, 38. And that's going to be about it. On the Danville side, Fred Hine with 48 points. Jesse Nayer with 28. Zelak with 24. AJ Tesserero, 23. And Mitch Atkins, 21. We're going to take a pause for the national anthem, and we will be right back.
Mr. Kurt Kaiser. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Mr. Kurt Kaiser with your national anthem here at the David S. Palmer Arena, downtown Danville, as we get ready for FPHL action here. We're going to drop the puck here. There is no ceremonial puck drop, so we'll get right into it. Actually, we're going to go ahead and blame the management staff for that one. There is a ceremonial puck drop. I have been lied to. Our Danville Township Youth Player Spotlight during those starting lineups. You saw Eli Wright out there from the Junior Dashers. A lot of good stuff going on tonight. The skaters carrying those flags were also from the Junior Dashers, Jasper Pratt and Duncan Otter. And we're going to get a game here in just a moment, taking the ceremonial puck drop. Justin Browsen for the Dashers, and over on the Carolina side of things, Peter Panicek. Michael Bunn, excuse me.
That's right, all hockey players look the same to you.
Anyone doing any of these offenses will be ejected from the arena. Also, please be aware of the whereabouts of your small children and refrain from using vulgar language.
I really think, Nate, we're going to see the first couple of minutes of this game is going to really set the tone for the rest of the night. This is a tough Carolina club, and I think the Dashers are going to come out with a lot of energy tonight, knowing that they are playing the best team in the league.
Well, you really have to step it up here in Danville. Defend your home ice, and that faceoff won by Carolina, and they're bringing it across the blue line quickly. Bunn was on it there. He's taken off of it. Now coming behind here, that was the Danville Dashers winning an interception here, but only momentarily. Carolina applying the pressure here, and Michael Bunn's going to fight for it along the boards. Instead, it's going to be passed out to Fred Hine. He's got a 1-on-2. He's going to dump it down to the right there of the Carolina goaltender. That was Jacob Mullen in net tonight. Fred Hine tries to keep this one in. Instead, it comes to Daniel Martin. He tries a behind-the-legs pass, but it's intercepted there by Seth Ensor. Ensor fires one down all the way on to the goal there, and it's going to be wrapped around, pushed in front of net, almost out and open. Just getting a glove on it there was Jacob Mullen, and we've got some hotly contested action in front of the net early on.
Very good first shift by the Danville Dashers, showing a lot of energy and showing Carolina that they've got a game to play tonight. Jacob Mullen almost getting a little careless with the puck right out in front of his own net, and the Dashers coming real close to trying to tuck that one in.
A little back and forth action here. First period, 19:22 left to go. Danville wins the face-off to Murray. Murray bounces one off the leg. It eventually comes to Patrick Zelak. He's going to wrap around and try and pick a pass. Ends up going back to the point to Hoggett, who fires one in. That one trying to be redirected, open in front of net here. We're going to have a delayed penalty, and we'll see who this one's coming on. It's going to go against Carolina, and we're going to have a very early Jenna Worth power play for hooking.
Very exciting start for the Danville Dashers. As I said, Nate, the first couple of minutes will set the tone, and the Dashers came to play tonight. There's no doubt about it.
you got to think this ends up, and it's more of a contest for Danville. They have a lot more to take from this game than Carolina, who are well ahead in first place in the conference. Not only that, but in the FPHL, and Danville still in a hotly contested battle with several in-conference rivals. Playoffs almost locked in, but not quite. You never know what could happen. Battle Creek, maybe.
You want to be seeded. You know, you want that second seed.
You do. I think you have to get that second seed. The Eastern Division is strong, and you don't want to be down at playing one of the top seeds. This one won by Danville and played around the zone here, behind the net. Oh, a nice give two here out in front. It's going to come out. Fire from the point, blocked away by Mullen. Down along the boards here, trying to fight for it. It's Atkins. Atkins with a backhand, a pass in front, open in front of net. Nowhere to be found. It's open and it's in. And that one covered up by Mullen. That one hung in there for about a good 15 seconds. And with 18:31 left to go in the first period, it's already been hectic to say the least.
Good scrappy play by the Dashers to start this power play. This is kind of the best we've seen this power play over the last couple of weeks, getting chances.
Atkins loses the faceoff. That one won by Daniel Klinecki and fired down the line here. Harley White not going to quite get to this one. Sam Turner picks it up with 1:15 left to go in the power play. 18:19 left to go here in the first period. Bounces off a leg out to Tyler Quintos. Quintos gets it back after it's stick checked away. Sam Turner on it now on the point. Finds Quintos. Quintos loses it. Comes all the way out here. And not out of the zone though, as this one's across, and Danville going to try and make something of it. Carolina's number 15, Everett Thompson, hits the ground there, and Danville able to regain possession. Carrying it in is Quintos. He tries to pick a pass, but instead it's going to come out to Klinecki. And now come the other way with it. That one fired onto White. White way out of his goal. Has to grab that one with his glove, as he had several players coming down on him there.
Harley did a great job in relief of Jesse Gordachuk last week, getting rewarded for that strong play with the start tonight.
And in on that one was Jan Krivovalek.
They've got a lot of great names on this club.
This is honestly one of my favorite tests of the year. My first time as a play-by-play guy playing Carolina, so always a good fun time. And we're going to have a face-off here to the right of Harley White. Another tongue twister here for you, and it's won by Danville and played along by Seth Ensor. Ensor looking for a pass here. Daniel Martin threatening. Instead, outlet pass to Fred Hine was almost dangerous for Danville. Brad Denny pulled that one out nicely out of the air, kind of turned his head away and stuck the paw out there. And sometimes those last chance efforts, they'll reward you. And this one flicked down there by Carolina. Looks like that was Daniel Martin.
Last 15 of the power play here for the Dashers. One last rush.
Danville going to try and put one last one on here on the Jenna Worth power play. It was Brad Denny playing it over to Barakov. Barakov down to the right-hand side to Ensor. Ensor gets past one and comes through as the power play runs out. Ensor puts a man into the boards, and Carolina able to regain possession. That'll do it for your Jenna Worth power play. As Carolina tries to play this one up the boards, fighting for it is Danville. We're going to have a delayed offside here, called back for an offside. Looked like that one came back on Barakov.
Really like what Coach Ray Tremblay did on that power play. He was using an extra forward on the point till he got down to about 45 seconds left, and then he made sure he had two defensemen out there so he didn't have a disadvantage at the end of that power play.
Panasek wins that one, and it's played back to the left defense here. Played into the zone by Gleb Krivstefan. That's a good one. And now intercepted here by Jesse Nair. Nair's got Quintos. Nair finds a shot in and out of the glove of Mullen. This one's going to actually go out of play into the seats. That one came off of another stick. I think the rebound went out of play.
Good effort by the Dashers. Most of the game being played in their offensive end, and we're about 3.5 minutes in. And Carolina really hasn't had a solid opportunity yet. Very good, solid start for your Danville Dashers.
That's an open in front. It was Justin Browse, and it looked like actually Jesse Nair was threatening there. This one is going to be an icing. A little bit of hesitation there, but it is going to come back eventually. And we'll have a face-off here in the Danville offensive zone right in front of Jacob Mullen.
Another good opportunity, but they just couldn't elevate that shot. Made for an easy save by Mullen, but he'll get to do it all over again.
Jesse Nair taking the face-off here for Danville. On the other side of it's going to be Peter Panasek. And this one won and played back to Stanislav Vlasov. Remember him from last year's team. A shot there from Carolina goes to the left of White, and it's around the boards here. Carolina retains possession. Panasek on it now, fires to the right of Harley White, and it's back at her way. Come the other way with it. Quintos has lost it here to Vlasov. This one dumped down and turned over to Danville. It's the newer Tesserero coming into it now, Phil. And turned back over to Carolina. That was number 23, Backhor on it. Now coming the other way, Nick Gullo. Gullo from the point, a shot into Jacob Mullen, off the blocker and into the glove.
Did a good juggling job there. Nick Gullo kind of surprised him with a little snapshot there. And in and out of the glove, but back in the glove, and we'll have another face-off to the right of Jacob Mullen. So far, what I see from Philip Tesserero, I kind of like. Good speed.
Won by Carolina and played back into the zone here. Playing it behind, and that was Mike Baker on it. This one comes all the way back around here to the Danville defense and fired down in. And first one to it's going to be Baker again. Why not do it twice? This one played around the boards to Levi Armstrong. Picks a pass to Nick Gullo. Gullo trying to get it back here to the point. Does. A shot jumped over by Armstrong and comes all the way around to Murray, who pushes it along the boards. Now back to Baker. Baker thrown off the boards back to Hawgood. Played up here to Gullo. Gullo uses his stick to get away from one. He's going to try and skate past two. Elects to dump it off to Hawgood. Hawgood to Hine. That pass a little too strong, and Danny Martin chasing it around the boards. Instead, it comes back around to Klinecki. Klinecki with it along the boards, and applying pressure was Mitch Atkins. This one played along to Bunn. And touched up here, coming the other way with it is Danny Martin. Martin tries to pick it past to Bunn. It's tipped off there by Danville. They're going to try and break with this one and might have an opportunity here on the right-hand side by Seth Ensor. Ensor drags along past a referee there, maybe nutmeg the referee as it comes back into the Carolina possession and is brought behind goal back to Michael Bunn. Michael Bunn, a turnover to Fred Hine. That one sticked away by Mullen and played along the boards here to Atkins. Atkins fighting forward with his fellow number 8. That was Vincent DeAndrea. This one played out of the zone and going to have to regroup is Danville through Seth Ensor, who elects to flip it up and throw it back behind. Bounce one into the glove of Jacob Mullen, and a nice play there by Seth Ensor to win a faceoff.
That was a real interesting hop that puck took. Gave Jacob Mullen no choices. Nate, I like what I'm seeing from the Danville defensive pairs tonight. They're playing very, very deep, not allowing the Carolina speed to come into play, and so far has not given up a single odd man break.
Brad Denny, a shot from the point. Quintos with a shot that goes just wide. Mullen was there to cover it. The question would have been, was it on time? And Atkins almost finds himself with a good backhand there. Instead, Carolina breaking the other way with it. A long pass here comes to Brad Denny. Back to Zelok. A nice stick check there by Vlasov. Gets it out of the zone momentarily. Come the other way with it, Panacek. Into the glove of Harley White. He's going to freeze this one as Jan Solak, the proven goal scorer, was hounding down on him. Solak had one of the best plays I think I've ever seen in hockey last year, where he juggled one off of his stick twice and then scored. It was something else.
Yeah, there were two Carolina players streaking for the net. Smart play by Harley White.
Oh, in on Harley White there. He's going to have to drop and cover this one up right off the faceoff. Carolina threatening with 13:49 left to go.
A lot of traffic in front of Harley's net on that one. He didn't have a very good view of it, but another solid stop.
We're going to have a face-off here to the left of Harley White. Nick Gullo on it here. Looks like it's going to be Panacek taking it as well. It's won by Panacek, but not recovered as we had a stick tie on the left side, but Panacek gets it back. He's in front of the right-hand side. A pass is blocked away. It comes off the inside stick. A goal for Carolina.
Carolina showing their strong offensive skills there. Kind of a 50-50 puck along the boards there off the face-off. Quickly getting that puck into the front, right in the slot, and right behind Harley White, and it's 1-0 Carolina.
We're going to get that up on the scoreboard here.
That was a well-executed goal and shows how strong this Carolina team is. They hadn't had many offensive chances yet, but when they got a good one, they were able to cash in. Now the Dashers need to kind of answer real quick here.
They are certainly a perennial threat to score, and this one intercepted, and showing why is Chad Harrod. This one comes all the way back to Troy Murray. Murray passes it to his defensive partner. That's Logan Hawgood. Hawgood tries to flip one pass here and there, shows some nice hand-eye, and gets it back, and he's going to fight for it along the boards here with Murray. Murray ends up with it first, and he carries around his own net, but he's stick-checked away right here. Comes along the board, and Carolina looking for a back pass there was Everett Thompson. Eventually comes all the way back around, and Carolina retains possession. Levi Armstrong puts a man into the boards, but Carolina emerges with the puck, dropping it back to the point. Working around here is Carolina. You can't let them get set or they will score, and they almost do twice. Harley White does just enough with a stick to keep him out. What a play by Harley White. Now Justin Browsen, who knows something about Carolina, dumps this one down into the right-hand side of the ice here and coming the other way with it. They're going to work it behind here with Mike Baker. And now coming the other way is Carolina. It's Michael Bunt trying to find a pass. Carolina swarming this Danville defense who can't get enough numbers back to deal with it. They do. Now they're going to look to break the other way. A heads-up pass by Barakov and trying to pick out a pass there in front, but Carolina coming the other way with it now. It's Danny Martin coming down the left-hand side, a delayed penalty, and that one's going to go against Danville. We'll see what this one comes out as. Definitely not something that you like to see if you're Danville. You just went down by one. We'll see it's a characteristically good power play defense here, a penalty kill for Danville. We'll see how they deal with this Carolina offense.
Carolina does a great job of circling on the offensive side, just driving the defense crazy, getting opportunities, and when they do get an opportunity, their sharpshooter forwards are able to put some pretty good shots on the net.
This one won by Carolina and worked around by Bunn. Now thrown around to the point. Bunn gonna have a pass. It's over to Daniel Martin on the right-hand side.
Good active sticks by the Dashers on defense.
Our scoreboard picked a terrible time to act like a really stupid scoreboard. That's how I'm gonna say this one.
Good clear by the Dashers defense. Carolina will have to regroup behind their own net. The first 30 seconds of that penalty kill off the clock.
And now Carolina back with 11:36 left to go here in the first period. 1:21 in the penalty kill here for Danville. And coming the other way with it is Carolina. They got a system. They're going to work it. Here's Panacek looking to carry it over. He dumps it down. The speedy Panacek almost wins that one out. Harley White had to actually come back and get it. Salak to Panacek.
Look out.
Out to the point here. It comes over to Backor. Over to Vlasov, finding Backor. A shot from the right-hand side, swallowed up by Harley White, but leaked out. And now bringing it around. A quick shot goes off the back of the net here for Carolina. They need to clear this puck, does Danville. This one out to the point here. Vlasov dumps it back in. Carolina firmly on the offensive side of things right now and spinning around Peter Panacek. Out to Vlasov. Some nice stick work, gets it back to Vlasov. Over on the right-hand side here, a pass across the middle, just a stick check away from being a good attempt here by Carolina, and coming the other way with it, that's Gleb Krivesteffen. All the way back to Backor, swallowed up by Harley White. It was redirected there by Peter Panacek, and what an offensive opportunity there for Carolina. Danville does well to deal with that one.
Great job by Harley White. That puck was redirected by quite a bit, and he kept right on that shot and was able to keep this at a 1-0 deficit for the Dashers.
And with 19 seconds left to go here in the Dashers penalty kill, 10:31 in the first period. We're going to have another face-off here to the left of Harley White.
Well, that was pretty dangerous. The Dashers playing that puck off their own boards and out of play, but just Carolina got a stick on that.
Won by Carolina. That one comes all the way around the boards. It's going to come all the way back here to the goal. That's Jacob Mullen grabbing it. This one played off here, and now coming the other way with it through Daniel Klineski. This one played up here, and a delayed offside. One deke too many as it was carried over the blue line, and it's going to come back here.
Good penalty kill by the Dashers. They'll be at full strength here.
And we're going to get a face-off here with the offside brought back. 10-12 left to go in the first period. No longer on a Serve Pro power play. Face-off won by Danville and tipped back into the zone. Hoggood gonna have to do well to get to that one. He does. Out to Murray, to Fred Hine. Hine with it now. Gets past one, passes it off. Atkins is tripped up there and loses it. Now coming the other way with it is Everett Thompson. Thompson stick holds. He's coming down the left-hand side. Back out to the point, a back pass to Thompson. And this one thrown back out to Danville. Oh, a nice pass over there, finds Fred Hine on the left. He's going to try and work some magic and get Danville back in. He gets an opportunity there, and Mullen was about to have to grab that one, but Klineski gets it away. It comes back out to Murray, bouncing dangerously off to the right there of Mullen. Now brought back around the boards all the way to Chad Herron. A firing shot from the point, bounces back out in front of the goal of Mullen as that one was wide left. Now played by Carolina. That one played across to Vincent DeAndrea. And dumped around the boards and all the way back down, and we're going to have an icing. A lot of guys coming off and on from the shift change there for Danville. And this one going to be brought back here down to the right-hand side of Jacob Mullen.
Danville Dashers have played real tough here against Carolina. Just that one little lapse on defense, and that's the difference in this game.
This one won by Carolina, only as far, though, as Danville's point man. Now Jesse Nayer trying to get on it. Instead, it's won back by Carolina. Thrown around the boards all the way to Seth Ensor. Ensor fires a shot there. That one redirected up and around the boards onto the other side. Jesse Nayer has played off of that one. And this one fought for along the side here. Patrick Zelok was getting on the other end of that one, and now coming the other way is Carolina. They're breaking down the left-hand side. A shot goes behind the goal of Harley White. It ends up on Michael Bunn's stick. Bunn trying to get this one out. In there was Sam Turner. An athletic move there by the referee to get above that one. And played out by Danville. We'll see how far this one goes. This one should come back for an icing, and it will.
8:38 left in your first. 1-0 Carolina. But the Dashers have actually outplayed Carolina for the most part here in the first period. Just that one offensive opportunity that Carolina had, and they cashed in.
Yeah, and a good competitive game here. A lot of back and forth with 8:38 left to go in the first period, and that face-off won by Danville as Sam Turner. Trying to play this one out. Not sure where that puck went. It ends up coming down here to the right-hand side with Backor. Carolina breaking down the left-hand side. It's Danny Martin firing a pass across. Nobody home in the blue zone. This one wrapped all the way back around. It's going to come back into the Carolina defensive zone for Stanislav Vlasov. He's got it behind the net now. He passes a long one there to Danny Martin. That one comes back into the defensive zone, but carrying it through is Michael Bunn. And until it's taken away there. And a nice interception there by the new kid, Phil Tesserero.
Good speed.
He plays a man into the boards, and this one picked up. Trying to grab it was Nick Gullo, but Carolina ended up on it.
Is this Phil's first game in the Federal Prospects Hockey League?
I do believe so. As Backor fires one on off the leg there of Tesserero.
Looking like a KG veteran already.
And now coming the other way with it, that was Vincent DeAndre. Out to Salak in front. He's got a one-on-one. And it goes wide right of Harley White. No shot fired on that one. Harley White, I guess, intimidated the at least 6'5" Jan Salak, I suppose. That one was fired on, though, and that was scored. And on that one was number 8, Vincent DeAndre.
DeAndre, the puck found his stick, and the next place it found was the back of the net. That good pass from side to side left Harley White hanging out there to dry, and Carolina cashes in and up 2-0.
Now up 2-0 is Carolina here in the first period. 7:25 left to go here in the first period. And Danville going to have to strike back quick, or they could be in for a long night tonight here at the hands of this dynamic Carolina team up and down. Danville's got some goal scorers, though, so they might be able to bounce one back here, as they have proven time and time again, falling just short last weekend after a 3-goal comeback. They've done it before. They'll be looking to do it again here, and what a story that would be.
Dashers with 2 turnovers of the puck on defense tonight, and Carolina's cashed in both times. Otherwise, the Dashers defense has done a good job of keeping the puck along the boards.
This one played along the boards here. Should come out to Fred Hine. Should be the first person to get it. A long stretch pass there. That was intercepted, and now comes the other way. Pass across here to Everett Thompson. He goes back to DeAndre. Back to the point here. Shot from the point, redirected, open in front of net. Harley White just gets a glove on it. What a nice save there by Harley White. Defense not doing a lot of favors for him.
They gave up another turnover, and Carolina almost pouncing on it and getting that shot. Carolina did a wonderful job on that play. As Fred Hines' pass came out, they picked it off. But the other two forwards that were deep in the offensive end, they didn't get lazy like we sometimes see and get caught offside, not expecting a turnover. They were really expecting the turnover, and they were quickly onside and able to generate another good chance. But Harley White coming up strong.
And the first media timeout, we have Carolina up 2-0 here at the David S. Palmer Arena. A bit of a delayed media timeout, 6:40 left to go here in the first period. And true to form, I was going to give you score updates from around the community from the FPHL, but the website's not working, so we're just going to have to deal with what we got. I could make up scores, but I don't think that would probably be very cost effective. Regardless, we know one score, 2-0 here. Carolina about 3/4-ish of the way through the first period. Dennis, what does Danville have to do to jump back into this one?
They need to figure out a way to generate a little more offense. They've had some good opportunities, but so far, Jacob Mullen has kept them off the board. You know, it sounds crazy to say in a 2-0 game, but the Dashers have played pretty strong here in the first period. They just haven't had the luck of the bounce of the puck to be able to cash in. Carolina's made the best opportunities of their few opportunities, and that's why they're up 2-0.
And Carolina does that, and just that, and that has really been their dyno all season long, is the ability to score on you when they please, and they're doing so tonight. An athletic play there. Quintos tried to lay out and get that one down, but Carolina able to recover and now come the other way. Coming down the left-hand side here, a pass in front. That one blockered away by Harley White, comes out to the Danville defense. Zelox played into the boards, and that one came back to Mike Baker. A little bit of a miscommunication there with Kravolovec as that one comes out. A shot down hard to the left of Harley White as Carolina gets a shift change and the puck back. This one played out in front to Sam Turner. Turner behind the net with this one, elects to take a little bit of a breather here with 6 minutes left to go in the first period. Coming down the left-hand wing is Patrick Zelok. He's fighting for this one along with number 21, Joe Cangelosi. And it's going to be popped up. Jesse Nayer tries to bring it down with a stick. A nice play there by Stanislav Vlasov. Gets it out to Michael Bunn, and he's running down the middle here with help. Coming down the left-hand side, a pass across the blue zone. Another goal for Carolina, and a beautiful 1-2 there with Joe Cangelosi on the end of it. 3-0 Carolina here at Danville.
Carolina has the speed, and they have the crisp passing. And when they get an opportunity, they cash in like Cangelosi just did. That was a pretty play at the expense of the Danville Dashers, who are now down 3-0. They are such a quick strike offense, Nate.
Yeah, they definitely are. The run and gun style that can put up points in a huge hurry. Their system is so compact, and they play it so well, down to the last man off the bench. And you can see it's not hard. It only takes about 30 seconds to see why they're such an effective team. Playing very, very European-style hockey, and it's fun to watch. But Danville looking to pull one back here as Fred Hine almost had an opportunity. This one dumped down to Backhor. And played down the left-hand side here. Coming the other way with it is Panacek. All across the middle there, and that one blockered away and outside of the zone. Now regrouping. On the right-hand side, across to Vlasov. Ensor almost picks one up there. He had an attempt. A nice stick check, almost saw him through. Instead of passes thrown all the way down here to the goal. And Carolina gonna have to get back onside. They do, and they throw one down around the boards and get a shift change. Mitch Atkins tries to find a pass to the right-hand side. He does, and it's dumped down into the Danville offensive zone. Played across Atkins, trying to get a stick on it again. Instead, it's played down here to Everett Thompson. Coming the other way with it is Panacek. Panacek with a backhanded pass open in front of net. That one worked well by Carolina, but no end result as Danville quickly steps up to the defensive task. This one thrown across the left-hand side. They'll have to do it again. Now playing through Chet Herron. That one off the stick of White and blockered away. Justin Browsen coming the other way with it. He's got Levi Armstrong with him. This line not been the most productive line. We'll see if they could change that now, and that was a shot that looked like a good one off the stick of Justin Browsen.
Good rising shot, but Jacob Mullen saw it all the way and snatched it out of the air to keep Danville off the board and keep the Carolina team up 3-0.
4:16 left to go in the first period here. a face-off to the right of Jacob Mullen. Taking it for Carolina, Joe Cangelosi. On the other end, Jesse Nair. Joe and Jesse, the cast of Full House. Anyway, coming down the other end, Carolina, a nice stretch pass here to Michael Bunn. He's going to have an attempt, pulls one back to get past Murray, but White ends up with the puck in the end. This one played across to Quintos, trying to clear the zone, and does, as just unable to get it back in the zone, Carolina. Hawgood slaps this one off the boards. Kind of a misleadingly strong hit there, as that one died off of these Danville boards that, to say the least, can be a little unpredictable. Played across here. Murray should be the first one to it, but Carolina still pressing here, up 3-0 as Troy Murray is on it now. Murray gets past one, over to Hawgood on the other end. That one flicked on by Quintos into the zone. And Danville gets a shift change. And a stretch pass here comes out for Carolina. Jan Salak back out on the ice. And boy, do you notice when he's out on the ice, Dennis?
Oh my goodness, yes.
He plays it down the left-hand wing here, back out to the point. A shot from the point redirected. That one went right of Harley White. And Hine tries to clear this one. He does. He ends up finding Barakov as the lines have started to switch a little bit here for Danville. Atkins out there now chasing this one. And it's played down across the boards. This one will come back for an icing as Sam Turner touches it up.
Carolina gets very, very deep with their defenders in the offensive zone. But their team speed, Nate, allows them to do that and get away with it because they're really good at recovering.
And we're going to see a face-off here to the left of Jacob Mullen.
It's our first look at Carolina.
Right.
Yeah, it's our first. They're not really sure which side it's coming, but I guess the goaltender thought it was coming from the right. It'll be from his left.
You have a 50-50 shot at which side it comes from. And you can't get much better odds than that. Sam Turner fires one in here. It's stopped by the many sticks of Carolina. Panacek passes it off here now with Jan Salak. Salak from the right-hand side tries to find one back across the middle. Pass is tipped up. Comes back to Vlasov in the middle zone here. Now back into the defensive zone with Backor. Danville fighting hard for this one, and Barakov come the other way with it. Some action here behind the play. Danville had a clear-cut offensive opportunity there. We'll see what the final ruling is in this one. Maybe some temper starting to flare. Looks like Mitch Atkins is going to go to the penalty box.
Ooh.
We'll see if anyone else goes in. It was probably for that hit here along the boards.
That was a little retaliation with the stick by the Carolina Thunderbirds player there, but they are not going to call him for anything, so it'll be back to the power play for Carolina.
That it will, and we'll have a face-off here on the left-hand side. ServPro power play, penalty kill, excuse me. And we'll be back at it here on the Danville side of things. That one cleared straight away all the way down to Mullen, who right blockers it away, picks it up with a stick and throws it out to Vlasov. Vlasov on the left-hand side here being hounded by Jesse Nair. As Nair almost gets a stick on a pass that's going to end up, Panacek can't get to it, but they keep it in the zone. Now come the other way with it. Panacek, a foot pass. Panacek put into the boards. And now on the other side of it here as Carolina works their offense, Jan Salak over to Panacek. Now coming out to number 23, Stanislav Backor. This one fired in on the middle here. A shot from the point, it trapped in a sea of bodies here, and this one finally disposed of. Tyler Quintos loses a stick here, and Backor's on it. A shot to the left to Harley White. He does nicely to slide over and grab it with a glove.
That shot looked like it was going to go wide, but the Danville Dashers defense in disarray. So Jesse said, Harley said, I'd rather just hang on to this one and get a face-off and let the fresh legs and fresh troops get reorganized.
1:17 left to go in the penalty kill and 1:56 left to go here in the period, and Carolina up 3-0. This one back to Klineski. Come the other way with it. As Carolina's in the middle, wrapping it around nicely here. Danville got to apply some pressure. Another goal for Carolina. A redirect in there. That one came off the stick of Everett Thompson.
Good passing on that play, but that was kind of a soft goal that Harley gave up that time.
And you know this Carolina team can really put up the numbers, so you wonder, will we see Jesse Gordichuk come out at Ray Tremblay's typical 4-goal? That's kind of what the trend has been, but against the Carolina team, things kind of can change here, especially when that goal came up on the penalty kill, which will end the ServPro penalty kill, as Mitch Atkins comes out of the box. 4-0 here now with 1:42 left to go in the first period. Gullo in the face-off circle here.
Really impressive stick handling and speed by this Carolina club.
Carolina does this one coming up the middle here. Now Brad Denny on it. Denny throws this one around. A whiffed on a hit there, but some nice defensive action here from Danville. Nick Gullo getting back on it. Brad Denny sliding in here to try and get the puck out. Now behind the goal. Coming through it is Daniel Martin, former Dasher. You think he'd like to get a point in a homecoming? Played around here. On that one was Michael Bunn. Bunn's still with it. Couple of skate backs, and Danville still trying to get possession of this puck. And it's dumped around, and here's their opportunity. Instead, Nick Gullo is pushed off it by Cangelosi. Gullo with a nice stick check to get it back. Now coming the other way is Justin Browsen. 4-on-2 here if Danville moves fast. Come the other way. Oh, Brad Denny almost picked out by Armstrong, and now Carolina's got the advantage. Another shot swallowed up and blocked away there by White. It was open, but White does nicely to skate backwards on his heels and get up and stop the rebound. This one comes all the way back around to Vlasov. Vlasov to Cangelosi. Cangelosi dumps it around to Harley White. White to Murray. White has to get back into position here. Carolina with 3 in the offensive zone, looking for more. Trying to get past there was Mitch Atkins. And now this one played back along the boards all the way to Murray. Murray gets past 1 with 15 seconds left to go in the first period. Murray tries to pick a pass here. It's off the stick and comes out to Barakov. Fred Hine held up there at the blue line and recovered by Carolina, who play now through the right-hand side. Jan Salak dumps it across ice down to the left-hand pocket. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1, and the end of the period. That'll come to an end. Carolina up 4-0 here. And not how you would want that first period to go if you're the Danville Dashers.
Danville came out really strong, Nate. But Carolina's tenacious attack, their speed, their quick passing, and their pinpoint shooting was able to cash in. In the last couple of minutes, Danville just looked like they were worn out and ready for a break. Down 4-0. But I was very impressed with how the Danville Dashers came out tonight. But they just couldn't cash in. They couldn't put one past Jacob Mullen. And that Carolina offense just took control of this game.
I think it's safe to say that early on here in the game, you had said the first couple of minutes are really going to define what we see from the rest of the game. I think that was definitely true. We saw Danville with a couple of offensive opportunities. You'd like to think if they were able to slot one of those well-worked opportunities home, it changes the whole game. Now instead, you're trailing by 4 to a Carolina team that's plenty capable to put a few more up. And Danville, more likely than not, going to pull a few back here out of this game, but a tough spot to be in after 1 here. And down 4-0 heading into the first intermission.
And Carolina didn't change their aggressive style. Even when they were up 3-0, Nate, they continue to put the pressure on. And I have a feeling that's what you're going to see all game long from Carolina. Their best defense is their offense. And that just keeps teams back on their heels. And we saw it in the last few minutes of the period. Danville getting very tentative, trying to clear the puck, where early in the game they were very aggressive and they were taking the game to Carolina. But that Carolina style can wear you down. That's a lot of speed.
No doubt about that. They've got depth, they've got speed. Danville has some offensive firepower. It just hasn't been unleashed quite yet. Hopefully soon here they're going to be looking to make some alterations. Ray Tremblay done a great job so far this season thinking on his feet in the middle of these games. Had some situations where Danville's really fought back from tough disadvantages to start the game, and it'll be interesting to see how he comes up. The defensive pairings, now it is a challenge to deal with Carolina, but you wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of changes here in the lines coming into this next period. It'll be interesting to see how that one kind of gets worked out here down 4. And honestly, if nothing else, now's a good time to kind of explore those new pairings, reward the guys that have put in some good shift. We saw some hustle plays. Nick Gullo, the newcomer, Phil Tesserero, just a couple that come to mind here so far. It's going to be interesting to see how this second period plays out for Danville, hoping to pull a couple back here and shoring up the breach in the defense. We'll see how they do it. We'll see how the adjustments come out.
I was very impressed with Phil Tesserero, working really good with Brad Denny. That was a solid pairing. There was nothing wrong with the defensive pairings for Danville. Carolina just attacks. I think we might see a few different matchups on the offensive lines for Danville, trying to get Fred Hine unleashed, because we need to get Hine and Brazen going. It's been a little quiet.
Yeah, without a doubt, you really want to rely on the guys that have been there in big game situations, just like Justin Browse and AJ Tesserero, and to an extent Fred Hine, who's been your proven goal scorer all year long and last year. It's going to be very interesting to see how this one gets worked out. We'll see how it comes down the line here into the second period. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll be back with you coming up for the second period. Well, as the Zamboni goes back into the shed and the players ice up the skates and get ready to tear up the freshly laid beautiful ice, we're back here for the second period. Danville Dashers taking on the Carolina Thunderbirds 4-0 here in the second period as we get ready to get underway.
This is the kind of situation where you're down 4. You can't try to get them all back at once. All you got to do is worry about trying to win the second period.
Yeah, you got to get back into it in any way that you can. It is not easy against this Carolina team that'll push you forward, but Danville, with a lot of offensive firepower, you're looking at guys like Fred Hine, Mitch Atkins, Tyler Quintos to get in here and create something, give Harley White a little bit of support. As you said, the Danville Dashers defensive pairings, no real issues with them. They've just let up some nice tiki-taka, for soccer terms, passing in here for Carolina to be able to score. First face-up, tied up, and then pass back to Sam Turner. Danville comes away with it. Dump down behind Jacob Mullen, and this one comes all the way back here, and it's going to be worked down the left-hand side to Daniel Martin. Danville looking to press forward and attack here. You really got to press those corners against this Carolina offense if you're going to get them back on their heels at all. They're fast, they're big, and Danville looking to do something about it. A beauty of a stretch pass there finds Fred Hine. He's going to dump one back. It's Quintos trying to play it. Actually, that was Barakov in on that one on the defensive pairing, and a tough situation here, almost a delayed offside there, but it's played all the way back. No icing as that one was waved off as Sam Turner grabs it. Turner with a stretch pass off the heel of Hine. That one went down and in. Behind the net of Jacob Mullen here. All the way back around here as Carolina looks to come the other way with it. Playing down the right-hand side here. They got a man on the middle in Cangelosi. Instead, it's played back behind the net of Harley White all the way around to Tyler Quintos. Quintos along the boards here was looking for Jesse Nayer, ends up finding him. Nayer dropped that one off right into the hands of Stanislav Vlasov. Not really any connection there. And this one on net from Carolina, blockered away nicely by Harley White. This one all the way back to Vlasov. Carolina looking to get back into a passing set here. They do, and that one fired in, and Harley White with a diving save off the stick.
Wow. That second stop, I'm kind of amazed that he got to that puck. Very nice stop. Set of stops by Harley White. He was down and out. The Carolina player was able to elevate, but Harley coming up big.
Face-off out here in front of the blue line in the Danville middle part of the zone here.
Coach didn't like that. Carolina coach giving the linesman and the referee quite a bit of business there.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit confused about it, but it doesn't really do any disservices when you're up 4 goals anyway. It's coming down the right-hand side here. Carolina threatening again. Some nice hand-eye there by the younger Tesserero. Actually, Logan Hoggood in on that one, and Justin Browson coming the other way with it. He pulls one back, fires one off the glove of Jacob Mullen. Browson doing his best to get and fight with Jan Salak to get that one back. Levi Armstrong lends a hand. Danville with a nice play to get it back. Some nice pressure there. Down to Armstrong in the corner. He dumps that one off. It's Nick Gullo back there. Got one of your biggest guys out there and one of your littlest guys out there, and Browson and Gullo. Gullo plays like he's 6'6" though, Dennis, let me tell you. And Carolina coming the other way with it. They're working it down here. On it, the other end of it was Panacek. And that one comes into the glove of Harley White as Frozen will have a face-off.
Seeing a nice adjustment that Danville's making here. The way to beat the speed skaters of Carolina are these long stretch passes, and Danville able to do it. You can always pass faster than you can skate.
True that. Brad Denny dumps this one off to Mitch Atkins behind his own net. For a second there, I thought we were still in the first period and we were behind Carolina's net, and I was like, that was odd. A huge hit there on Mitch Atkins. Is that one open ice? No, nothing dirty about that. It's a good, clean hockey hit. Now coming the other way with it is Carolina, as Mitch Atkins was trying to fight back for that one. He does just enough here, and Barakov wins it back momentarily. It's thrown down into the zone by Everett Thompson, excuse me.
Almost got a piece of the official on that dump in.
Barakov with a dump off. And this one comes back around the boards. It's going to come all the way back around, and Barakov going to end up getting basically his own pass. A nice 1-2 move there along the boards, and Danville has some open ice. This one dumped down to Fred Hine. That one going to be an icing as no one touched it up.
Good idea, just barely missed. Fred Hine trying to connect with that long pass again to beat that Carolina speed.
17:06 left to go here in the second period. And Carolina face off here. Joe Cangelosi going to be taking it for them. And it's won by Cangelosi. Back to the point here. Passing it around is Carolina. Shot from the point in on Harley White. Right blockered away. Cangelosi's stick was being held there, and he had a little word with the referee about that behind the net, and it's dumped out of the Danville defensive zone and blown
whistle.
Dead. We'll see what
High
this
stick.
one's all about. Played with a high stick.
With high stick.
Saw the stick go up, but didn't think it made contact, but they've got the better view on that by far. And we'll see this one come over for a face-off.
Boy, Harley White looking a little shell-shocked in goal there, just kind of fighting off that play and then kind of hesitating. He wasn't sure whether he was going to hold for a face-off or try to push the puck away to his defender, and instead the puck just laying there. Luckily for the Dashers, their defense got to it before the offense of Carolina.
And that high stick will bring it all the way back into the Carolina zone here. Is Danville going to try and make something happen with it? They fire a shot there with a backhand a little bit to the left of Mullen. And played back to Ensor. Ensor, a redirected shot. Quintos almost had himself one. Cangelosi plays this one out. An athletic jump there by Quintos to get out of the way, and that one fired off the right-hand stick there. Danny Martin trying to find net. He's back on it now. A 1-2 trying to get past the Danville defense. Does for a moment, but able to recover is Danville. He had a stick tie here. Michael Bunn ends up with it. A lot of play going on behind the action here. No gloves on the ground. A body slam coming the other way. In on that one is Danny Martin. Wasn't afraid to drop the gloves for Danville last year. And it looks like he's going to go to the penalty box at minimum. In on that one was Quintos, who just had the opportunity on goal. And Justin Browsen going to get the official wording here. Danny Martin going to go to the penalty box. Looks like we'll have a Jenna Worth power play. Hope you got that one on the video.
Quintos, another one of those players that has done a great job of drawing penalties with his quickness and his playmaking skills. Danville continues to draw more penalties than just about any team in the league, but unfortunately their percentage of cashing in on these power plays about middle of the pack.
Danville goes on the Jenna Worth power play. Atkins wins the face-off to Hine. Out to Browsen. Browsen over to Turner. Turner loses this one. It's going to be batted down the other end of the ice there. A good thought, but up to the task, Peter Panicek. Now coming the other way with it is Danville. That one dumped in. A referee's foot actually saved that offensive opportunity for Danville. Yeah. But that pass couldn't be saved by anyone. Brought back now by Browsen. They retain possession.
Some sloppy play to start this power play.
Mitch Atkins going to look to do something about that. He passed that one right in the foot. Tried to go 5-hole, I think, there on Stanislav Bakhor. Instead, comes behind the net of Harley White. Danville with 1:18 left to go here on the power play. 15:36 to go in the second period. Carried over by Turner and dumped around the boards. Baker, a rebound there off the right pole of Mullen's goal. That was weird off the boards. As Browsen dumps this one down, and it comes to Baker. Browsen going to use the whole body to try and get down on that one, but instead it's Carolina running the other way with it. A shot goes up and left there of White. That one came off the stick of Chad Herron. Danville able to work the other way with it if they're quick. Hine over to Browsen. Browsen a shot to the left of the goal. And that was the best opportunity the other night so far for Danville, who have looked threatening so far on this power play.
Needed to get that one on goal. Would have had a great chance at a rebound.
That one redirected off a stick there. That one came off the stick of Stanislav Vlasov, and with 14:55 left to go, 36 seconds in the power play, we'll have another face-off.
3-on-1 advantage for Danville on that rush. Great idea trying to go top shelf and beat the goaltender, but missing the net. Missed out on an opportunity of an easy rebound.
Danville playing it behind their own goal here. Brad Denny unable to get on the other end of that one. He eventually does, and Danville able to keep possession. Quintos passes it back to Ensor. Ensor coming up the left-hand side. He's put into the boards. A little slow to get up there, but quick enough to keep it in the zone. A nice play there by Seth. But instead, it's Carolina coming the other way with it now. Michael Bunn. That was a shot on the net of Harley White, and redirected up and over. Carolina on it now. 2 seconds left in the power play for Danville, and Levi Armstrong laying chase for this one. First one to it, Vincent DeAndre. Tied up along the boards here, a scrum sort of deal here. Is Brad Denny going to fight for this one? DeAndre as well as George Holt in there for Carolina fighting for that one. Cangelosi played along the boards by Armstrong, who's doing a nice job at getting a little time. I don't think you want to kill too much time off this clock, though. Down 4, 13:57 left to go in the second period. Brad Denny able to get there before Martin was able to come in threatening. He's fresh out of the box here. Browsen plays this one down. It comes all the way down to DeAndre. Cangelosi gets a shift change, a blown pass there. That one came off the stick. He was looking for Daniel Martin. That was trying to find Peter Panicek. Panicek played into the boards. A shot from the point, blocked up nicely by Nick Gullo. Shot from the left-hand side, bounces dangerously in front of the net, dealt with nicely by Danville. As they're looking to come the other way with it, they got to clear this thing. Out in front in the middle, a wide open, nice save by Harley White. That one came in, a line drive right out of the glove.
Harley getting that old left-hand glove, just snatching it out of the air. But boy, Danville back on their heels that time and looked pretty darn shaky. Lucky to get away without Carolina putting number 5 up on the board.
Face-off won by Danville, played behind the back of the net here up the left-hand side. Fred Hine trying to stretch pass here. It's going to be offside, it looks like, and that one brought down. Rightfully so, Barakov on it now.
Great hustle by Barakov.
As he run down that icing, now Fred Hine going to get it here. A shot from Danville, open in front of net here. Barakov had a little bit of space, unable to do anything with it, as that one barely unable to be kept in by Murray. Murray back skates here, looking for a pass. He's going to find Fred Hine eventually down the left-hand side. Barakov on the open. He's got an opportunity here. Across the right side, Atkins. Atkins just barely unable to push that one past Jacob Mullen. What a great opportunity there for Danville. Now Carolina coming the other way with it through Jan Salak. He does a 360, comes around with it, goes sliding into Harley White, taken off his feet there by Logan Hawgood actually. Now Atkins with another opportunity. Atkins with a shot up to the right-hand side of Mullen. That one blockered away with a stick into the net, and what a chance there for Danville here.
Mitch Atkins, instant offense, getting a couple of good chances for Danville, but once again, they can't quite cash in.
As a face-off here to the right of Jacob Mullen. Won by Danville, but turned over very quickly here. Now come the other way with it is Carolina. That one played back behind here. We'll see what they can do with it. It's won back by Danville. Tyler Quintos with a stick check. That one played out to Jesse Nair. Nair gets past one. He's going to try and hunt this one down. Carolina doing a nice job of getting back for it. Some nice offensive build-up there. Almost sees Danville pick a pass. Instead, it's going to come the other way through Everett Thompson. He's got a man to the left, trying to push it back. Pushes it right past the right blocker of Harley White. Tough situation there for Harley White as the 1-2 is Danville unable to get back on that one, and he is frustrated.
Speed kills in hockey, and that's what that play was all about. Hockey is such a game of inches, too. On the offensive end, Danville coming just inches away from stealing the outlet pass and having a chance for the offensive attack themselves. But Carolina, with that speed, just turned it on, and Harley didn't even have a chance on that one with that good crisp passing, and it's 5-0.
Now they're up 5-0 here with 11:55 left to go in the second period. Danville trying to work their way around. They had some impressive offensive opportunities, and there was another one. Justin Browsen doing a great job at creating some opportunities here in the second period. There's time left on the clock. You got to at least pull one back here. Danville looked like they were going to do just that just a few short minutes ago, but now it's Daniel Martin coming down with a 2-on-1. Martin shot blocked by White. A nice job there, teaming up with Seth Ensor to stop that one.
Good active stick by the Danville Dashers defense. Otherwise, this would be 6-0.
A nice job by White and Ensor teaming up, and there is 6-0. And that one was scored by George Holt, who came forward. Fred Hine tried to get a stick check in there to stop it, but with 11:18 left to go.
And we're going to see Jesse Gordachuk coming off the bench here.
And White has been short of luck, to say the least, but a few of those should have been saved, and we're going to see a change as Danville's primary goaltender comes out now.
Rough night for Harley. Started really strong. Defense let him down a little bit, but a couple of easy goals here, and it's time for a change. Looks like it might be time for a change. We're seeing Jesse getting his equipment ready, but no change in goal yet.
Mitch Atkins reaffirming Harley White there.
Here comes the mask. Jesse's coming in, and Harley's coming out.
And he's going to get a really good round of applause from this Danville crowd. Small but mighty here on Valentine's Day. And Harley White slamming his stick in frustration, and rightly so. Not a whole lot you can do against this Carolina offense, especially when you're having an off night. And we'll see Jesse Gordichuk, Danville's primary goaltender, coming back to try and shore things up here for the Dashers, who have kept that same offensive line that was threatening just a few seconds ago out on the ice. Face-off won by Danville, dropped down the right-hand side by Hawgood. Mitch Atkins going to try and play chase on this one, delays a late hit on the back here, as that one is played around by Carolina. Panacek on it now.
Here come the Thunderbirds.
As it's played down the left-hand side here. Panacek on it here in the corner, pushed off of it. Danville trying to win this one back. It's Murray that does. Plays it through the 5-hole. And he played it through the 5-hole of Panacek there, actually. Panacek very active down there in the defensive zone, but Danville with some nice passing to get it through him. That stick check dangerously up into the net there behind Jesse Gordichuk. Tied up, and we'll have a freeze here as that one stayed up there in the net, was unable to be poked off. Jesse Gordichuk didn't look like he really wanted to pull that one off. He didn't even make an attempt to.
Dashers defense tried to play it off the boards, but the puck was on edge, so when it hit the boards, it took a real wickedly weird hop. Almost ended up right out in front of Jesse Gordichuk. Instead gets tucked in the back of the net for a face-off.
Zelok would have had an opportunity. A sliding play saves the opportunity. A nice play there by Zelok, who loses a stick. He kept that one in the neutral ice, and it's played down into the offensive zone. Kept in. Denny a slapper. That one to the left of Mullen. That one turned over there. On that one was Tesserero trying to win it back. Now Carolina comes the other way down the right-hand side. That was Cangelosi on it. It comes all the way out here. A stick check from Danville gets it clear. Instead, it comes back to Carolina playing through Grebenikov. Stick thrown down there as Zelok unable to hold on to it. Might be broken in the middle of the shaft there as this one fought for along the boards here. Brad Denny ends up with it, but only momentarily. Tyler Quintos in a foot race with Panacek to get it back, and it's thrown down the ice. Icing not going to be a factor here as that one came off the goal of Jacob Mullen, and a good heads-up play there by the officials to notice that one off the post as this one comes down onto Jesse Gordichuk, and he'll have his first save of the night here as that one was shot from a long distance.
9:45 left in the second period. Danville down 6. They just need to try to chip away here and get one or two of these goals back here in the second period. And you're at that point where you're just in that learning curve for the next time you take on Carolina.
With 9:45 left to go in the second period, we're going to get our media timeout.
Boy, the crowd was real rowdy early in the game, Nate, but this Carolina club is taking them right out of the game.
Friday night in downtown Danville, a lot of things going on here for Valentine's Day, but as you can see, the loyal Danville supporters still here. It's a little bit less of an attendance night than we're used to. The average has been good, though, so far this season.
It is nasty cold here in the Danville area tonight, and I was actually very surprised that we had this good of a crowd with this nasty, nasty cold weather keeping everybody hibernating indoors tonight.
I think the wind chill last night dropped into the negative teens, down around negative 18, so it was very cold. All the schools in the area were canceled today. They'll get a nice 4-day weekend. Dennis, we don't get that.
Hey, when I was a kid, we had to go
5 miles uphill to school both ways?
6
in
and a half.
Snow.
In the snow.
And a tornado at the same time.
Even in October and September, it was just crazy. Thank goodness for global warming.
That's not a sentence I ever thought I'd hear anyone say, Dennis. I'm not going to lie to you.
Hey, it was pretty darn cold on the way to work this morning. I'm in favor of global warming on days like this.
Carolina, Danville. Now Carolina up 6-0, and they win the face-off here. Daniel Martin's got it along the boards. Passed out, and it's going to be turned back over. Danville won it momentarily. A backhanded shot finds the stick of Seth Ensor, who's just going to try and clear the zone.
Play.
He does. Nice play off the boards there with that pass. This one played behind some hand-eye there from Carolina to try and get this one kept in. It was Cangelosi playing it, and they win it right back. Trying to play it through with a little tic-tac there was Daniel Martin. Now Levi Armstrong brings it down. He dumps it down into the zone. Jacob Mullen going to be on it. Had a defender there, instead throws the puck by him, and it comes back out to Ensor. Ensor to Gullo. Gullo across the zone here to Turner. Turner redirecting that one. Came in on Justin Browsen, and now it's played behind to Gullo. Gullo trying to drop it off. Instead, he's hounded down. And in on that one was Joe Cangelosi. Now come the other way with it, Danny Martin. Danny Martin, a nice stick check there by Seth Ensor to knock him off of it. After some nice dangles there from Martin. Ensor doing the job. Justin Browsen plays that one in. It comes off the stick there and back out to Martin here along the blue line. Nick Gullo trying to lay a hit into Danny Martin. Say firsthand, those two would have been really fun to watch on a line together last year on this team. Played back behind here. We're playing deep into this Carolina roster now as they're getting everybody in. Seth Ensor coming around. Barakov. And with a deep roster, you can play pretty much anybody. This one comes all the way around to Vlasov. Trying to fight for it there was Fred Hine. And a big hit laid there as Danville trying to win this one back. It comes out to the point, redirected down and around the goal of Jacob Mullen as it comes back around to Mitch Atkins. Atkins finds Hine. Hine picks a pass here, gonna have an attempt. Oh, and just off the stick there as Murray couldn't get a hold of it. A nice pass there from Fred Hine. It comes back to Hoggood across the blue line. Hoggood to Murray. Murray trying to pick this one through. It's going to come to Fred Hine eventually as he's going to get along the boards, lay one back into the middle. Almost picks out a pass there, but Carolina coming the other way with it. Now coming through Kriv Steffen. Over to the right-hand side, blockered away by Jesse Gordichuk. 7:40 left to go here in the second period. Played out in front of net. A backhander swallowed up by Gordichuk. A nice save by Jesse.
Good, solid save because Carolina was using that speed, using the quick, crisp passes to get that opportunity. But Jesse Gordichuk, the last line of defense, was able to keep this at 6-0 Carolina.
As this one won by Danville and played along the boards here by Murray. Murray on it now, trying to pick a pass there to Zalak, but they were not quite on the same page. It was tipped up though, so it came back around. It's going to be played by Carolina. On it there was Daniel Kleneski. Everett Thompson playing this one as it's checked along the boards. Danville trying to win it back. Down there on the ground, it's Jesse Nair. Nair fighting for this one hard. So is Quintos out in front, trying to get a backhand in on Mullen. Does. Mullen makes the save. Danville with an opportunity there thanks to some pesky work by the Dashers offensive line. Oh, just left of the goal. And played back around here. Playing up the left-hand side, it comes out to Chad Herron. Now coming up the other end in the middle here is they have a 2-on-1, a quick attack here on the right-hand side. Save, Jesse Gordichuk.
Woo, boy, that 2-on-1 looking bad for the Dashers. But once again, that last line of defense, toughest thing for a goaltender is to come off the bench cold. And Jesse Gordichuk has entered this game red hot with some big stops.
Carolina wins the face-off, play to the right D spot. Now out in front here. Shot from the right-hand side, swallowed up by Jesse Gordichuk. What a job he's done coming in relief. 6:38 left to go in the second period.
Jesse had a very unusual for him rough weekend last weekend. Good to see him getting some confidence back here against a very tough Carolina club.
A shot in front, that one gloved out of the air by Gordichuk. Make it 3 in a row, young man.
Oh my goodness. The Dashers gave up that puck right in the slot. Nobody between the shooter and the net except for Gordichuk. It comes up big again.
And one by Carolina. Martin fires one on, blockered away by Jesse Gordichuk. Comes out to Holt. Armstrong plays him into the boards, but Carolina able to retain possession. Cangelosi now played by Danville. On that one was Tesserero. A big hit there along the boards. That one came on Vincent DeAndre. And a shot from the point, jumped up in.
Penalty.
The hand came up from the referee all the way across the ice. And now played down by Nick Gullo. Finally won back by Danville.
Browsen with the big hit, but I have a feeling he's going to the sin bin. We'll see what they decide to call. Maybe just roughing.
And Browsen's laughing at that one. And Nick Gullo laid a hit there on Daniel Martin. He helped him up afterwards. Martin giving him a nice pat on the back. That's hockey, folks. And we're going to go on our Serve Pro penalty kill as Carolina 1 for 2 so far tonight. They'll get a third opportunity here late in the second period with 6:04 left to go. Big thanks to our friends over at ServPro for sponsoring this penalty kill. We don't like to see it up on the board, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do as Vlasov plays this one in.
Is that a boarding call?
Sounded like it. Didn't get an official word. We'll check the website here in a minute if it's finally working. Played out to Vlasov. Vlasov a pass to the left-hand side, swallowed up by Jesse Gordachuk.
Oh my goodness, what a great pass. Forces Jesse Gordachuk to go from side to side, and as he's sliding along the ice, he has to come up big with a lightning shot from Panachek that just elevated, but a good stop again.
That was a charging call on Justin Browsen. I've got no comments for you on that one. Danville with an opportunity here. Jesse Nair can't pick a pass, though. Sometimes you got to take it yourself.
My groan was my comment.
Jan Salak passes this one behind here to Vlasov. Vlasov going to carry it up and out. Over on the other side here, back to Vlasov in the middle left. He dumps it around the boards. This one going to come out as far, and Danville with a nice job to clear it. 1:06 left to go, 5:10 in the second period. Played behind to Vlasov. Mullen to Vlasov. Vlasov still behind the net here. He leaves it off to Everett Thompson. Thompson coming up the middle here. He decks a pass over here, and that one comes down the left-hand side now through Heron. Back to Heron. He's got Klineski behind him. And it comes back to him. Now on the point on the right-hand side for Carolina. Back to Klineski. Klineski with a shot redirected almost up and in. Vlasov got a stick on it. Instead, high of the net of Jesse Gordachuk. Klineski going to have to come all the way back for this one. Danville trying to lay pressure here. Just 30 seconds left to go in the ServPro penalty kill. And they almost won it back inside. Carolina threatening once again a wraparound attempt here. Instead brought back around the left-hand side of the net of Jesse Gordachuk. Dumped back down, Turner on it. He's going to play this one out of the zone and all the way around. A nice clear there by Sam Turner. The offenseman turned defenseman. A nice hustle play here on it now. Danville on the other side. Mitch Atkins doesn't have a whole lot of help, but it's killing time. That one comes out to Murray on the point. A shot off the blocker of Mullen.
Oh,
and
Mitch.
almost Mitch gets past one. It was close.
Trying to drag that puck. Just missed.
Now Klineski brings it down the left-hand side here. This one played all the way out here to Holt. Thrown down only as far there as Jesse Gordachuk. Gordachuk rocking some new pads tonight. They look new.
I think they are.
And now come the other end, somehow delayed the offsides there as this one comes down to Martin. Martin wraps around and brings it back. He's got a man on the point and sends a fire. Gordachuk another save.
No doubt about it, save there as it hit the middle of Jesse Gordachuk, and he was not going to, not only was he not going to give up a goal, he wasn't going to give up a rebound because Carolina was just swarming to the front of the net.
Face-off won by Carolina here. The ServPro penalty kill has expired. They are still on the offense, though. I don't think they really care too much. That one fired onto the wide spot there of Gordachuk. Holt plays it in.
Some big bodies in front of that net for Carolina tonight, too.
That was Bunn playing that one around to DeAndre. Now Cangelosi behind with it. This one out to the point to Holt. Holt fakes a shot, fires one in there. It was almost off the blocker of Gordachuk, but came off of a leg and went out wide. Danville trying to get anything going here. Now Bunn on it again. Bunn shot off the leg there of Troy Murray. And that one was up and over and out of play. We'll see if they say it was redirected. It looks like it was.
Yeah.
Thought so, but you never know. And this face-off will come back down here into the left zone here. To the left of Jesse Gordachuk. It was not redirected. We're going to see a penalty up on the board. And that one goes against, I think that was Patrick Zelak. Yeah, it was.
Zelak.
Won by Carolina, who are now back on the ServPro penalty kill. Could have almost left that graphic up on the screen, let me tell you. Worked around the right-hand side. Comes back, a shot swallowed up by Jesse Gordachuk with a glove. He's being tested early and often here tonight in relief, and he's done well so far. But knock on wood, I don't like being responsible for the commentator's curse, especially for goaltenders.
No, they're tough guys, man. They don't like us announcers when we give them that old curse.
2:50 left to go here in the second period, and 1:45 left to go on the ServPro penalty kill for Danville. This one comes out to Nick Gullo. He's going to have to do a job here. He does. Throws it down the ice. Elevated that one very nicely with a stick and puts it behind. Bringing it the other way now is Vlasov. Vlasov down the right-hand side. This one coming down the right hand, pulled back by Panicek. Little ice up there, a nice move. As that one turned over to Danville, they're going to have an opportunity here. It's going to be tough, but they could do it. Coming down the other way, Barakov fires a slapper. That was a heck of a shot there from him.
Saying he's offside.
But it was called back for offside.
Game of inches, Nate. Game of inches there.
Always.
But great to see Nick Gullo's hustle play almost get a shorty chance for the Dashers.
Won by Carolina and played back to Kalineski. That was the strangest pronunciation of that name I've uttered tonight. I'm sorry. Now come the other way with it. Carolina up the left-hand side, playing now through Chet Herron.
It's a good thing you're calling the game. There would be a lot of Smiths and Joneses tonight.
A big hit laid there on Herron. On it was Barakov. Actually sent Ensor out to Klineski. Klineski fires a shot. It was redirected and swallowed up by Gordichuk.
And we're going to get a little
shoving and pulling. Chad Herron and Seth Ensor, a little extracurricular activity.
And while the action's going on behind Jesse Gordichuk is like a statue, just sitting there on the ground, still cradling the puck. Well, all kinds of pushing and shoving is going on around him.
49 seconds left in the penalty kill, 150 left to go, so we'll have roughly a minute left after the penalty expires.
Second period flying by.
Stick tied there, pulled out eventually by Carolina to Klineski. Klineski fires a blinded shot. That one came off the face mask, it looked like, of Jesse Gordichuk, and back out to Klineski. His mask came off, and smartly so, I would say. That one came right off the face. He's taken a few of those this season. He's a tough guy. But when you get pucks fired at you for a living, you kind of have to be, I suppose.
Yeah, he's a tough kid and been very, very impressive all year.
Looks like Everett Thompson in there to take the face off for Carolina, going up against Mitch Atkins. Just gonna let this song sink in for all of you that I'm sure just absolutely love hearing Cotton Eye Joe. You know, I definitely not at all. Thompson on this one, it was brought back. Looked like Gordichuk got tripped up, and we're gonna see a fight. Ensor going at it here. I think in there is Chad Herron. It's Ensor and Herron. Big blows thrown, and Ensor ends up on the ground, as it looked like Gordichuk came pulled off of his feet. So we'll see what goes on here with Chad Herron.
We saw a hand go up from the referee. There's going to be a call for that, and there'll be 2 in the box for the fighting as well.
And, you know, Ensor went down, but Herron's helmet was the only one that came off. So we're going to go ahead and call this one a draw, at least from my perspective.
That's a draw. We want to see a rematch of that, and, you know.
More likely than not, you'll see another fight here tonight, I would say, with plenty of time left. 1:33 left in the second period. We'll get word on that one. We're still under the Patrick Zelak delay of game here for 32 seconds, so we'll see how this one falls.
There should be a penalty.
It looks like it's going up now. It looks like we'll see 32 seconds of serve pro penalty kill, and then the remainder of the 2 minutes, a.k.a. just a minute and 1 second for this period.
So we should be 4-on-4 hockey here for 32 seconds.
Yes, and then a minute and 1 second will be a Jenna Worth power play for Danville.
That works for me. I'll trust your math on that.
I think that was right. I don't know. No one watching can see the clock, so I guess that's the one advantage.
You were a journalism major. We need to point that out. So
I took a solid 2-ish hours of math, and that's about it.
I took all the way up to differential equations. I still have nightmares.
That sounds disgusting, Dennis.
It's very disgusting.
Won by Danville, played back to the point to Sam Turner. Turner fires a shot, trying to redirect it. A scrum in front of the net, trying to poke it in.
Get it in there.
Oh, just saw the glove of Jacob Mullen come out of nowhere and pull that one into his body. Danville really threatening there for a second.
Good effort by Dashers, just scraping and fighting and gouging, trying to do anything they could to get that puck past Mullen. Mullen managing to stand strong, and every one of his teammates out on the ice came back and gave him a little stick tap to the pads. congratulating him for a great effort there.
This one pulled back. Denny going to try and get a stick on it. He does. It comes back to Turner again. Turner's got Denny. Denny probably going to fire a shot here. Instead of pass to Fred Hine. Fred Hine in the corner. A shot up and high off the shoulder there of Jacob Mullen. Now back behind to Atkins. Over to Fred Hine. Hine behind it to Denny. Over to Turner again. Some nice passing here from Danville. Redirect goes wide right there of Mullen, and Carolina able to get back on it with Vlasov. Now coming the other way with it through number 13, Viktor Grebenikov.
Power play for the Dashers.
Trying to link up over there to Vlasov. We're now on the Jennerworth power play here as Atkins coming down the lane on the right-hand side. Over to Fred Hine. Hine takes it himself, lost it for a second, but brought it right back. A nice play it would have been, and Atkins loses this one up. Salak using his big body to wedge on in there. That one cleared by Salak. A nice hustle play there, but Danville looking threatening here in the final 36 seconds of this second period. And just in time, as they've got a Jennerworth power play now, as Sam Turner carried on. Passed it to Nair. That one thrown up and out of the zone. Going to be a fight here as Thompson tried to get it back, but Barakov ends up with it. Barakov pulls it back. 21 seconds left to go here. Barakov over to Hine on the left wing. Hine back to Zalak. Jesse Nair with a shot, and that one redirected in, and Carolina going to be able to clear this one and work. Now coming the other way with it is Michael Bunn. A shot there goes up and left of Jesse Gordachuk. Excuse me, on that one was Everett Thompson, not Michael Bunn, and we have a stoppage here, a penalty. We'll see what it is. It looks like it's
going to be on Brad Denny.
And lots of penalties here tonight on Danville, despite being down 6-0.
High stick on Denny, I believe, is the call.
No more Jennerworth power play for them.
And Brad Denny did not like that call, and he is not a guy who complains a lot on this team. I'll just leave it there before I get a fine. 3 seconds left in the second.
Interference call. It's going to be on Brad Denny.
Okay.
3 seconds left in the second period. 29 on the penalty here against Carolina, and another 2 minutes there for the Danville penalty against one of their top defensemen, and Brad Denny is a Danville player sent off of this faceoff. It was Atkins. I think that's the first time I've ever seen Mitch Atkins sent off of a faceoff.
And we got a little
We're
bit
get
of
a lot
pushing
of
and shoving. Here we go.
Here. Klineski
Here we go.
and Hawgood kind of talking, as well as Atkins and Panacek on the other end. As this penalty is going to start racking up here, I would think, and we come to the end of the second period and in no shortage of time, I would say.
Yeah, I think the referees are glad that both teams will be going to their respective locker rooms to cool off a bit here.
Your chance to win.
Dashers coming out with some good energy in the second period, Nate. But again, that Carolina offense, they are so quick and so good with the passing, the good crisp passing. Rough night for Harley White. Big job off the bench for Jesse Gordachuk, or this could be 9-0 right now.
6-0, the score going into the second intermission here as we see Carolina come in and do what Carolina has done all season and all last season, and that is dominate the game as they come in with a 6-goal lead here in the second period. And yeah, the Zamboni will come out. You are correct down there. And now coming out, we're also going to see Chuckapuck before that, though. As with 2 periods now gone in the game, Carolina up 6-0, kind of leaving us at a shortage of things to talk about here. But nonetheless, we'll get you some scores from around the league as we finally do get an update from the FPHL wire here. Danbury up 3-2 on Carolina. Elmira up 3-1, or down 3-1, excuse me, against Watertown. Port Huron up 7-2 against Menor. Not a good setting there for the Dashers as they were looking to not have to drop a game here in the Port Huron race for second place. Over in Columbus, the River Dragons up 5-3 on Battle Creek. And of course here at Danville, the Carolina Thunderbirds up 6-0. All 10 teams in action tonight and tomorrow. It's going to be interesting. That Danbury Delaware game is tight right now. That one started about 6 o'clock, so we'll see. They have about 30 seconds left in the game. Danbury up by a goal. The Elmira score there from Elmira is final at 3-1 in favor of the Wolves. Port Huron, like I said, up 7-2, and Columbus up 5-3. So it'll be interesting to see how things shake out here, headed down the stretch of the season. We'll have a couple more updates and some commentary, some thoughts coming up before the third period. For now, though, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be back in just a little bit here. Thanks for tuning in. period really quick. Welcome back to the David S. Palmer Arena here at the downtown Danville, the home of the Danville Dashers. Forgot where I was for a second. That's not uncommon. Took too many shots to the head in my playing days, I think. We're back here in Carolina giving a thorough shot to the head. 6-0 the score on Danville. We'll see them start with a minute here or so of Brad Denny interference penalty time as they are firmly ahead. And a look at their scoring chart so far tonight. There are only 4 players on this Carolina team that do not have at least a point. And Chad Herron and Peter Panachek leading that tally right now with 2 apiece. As we see the teams come back out onto the floor. We'll get you going with the third period. Dennis, now if you're Danville, what is the mindset? What's going through their heads right now as you're coming out into the third period? It's not an easy place to be.
No, here's where it is. You're just playing for pride. You just want to win the third period. You know your chances of coming back from a 6-goal deficit and winning this game are pretty small against a team like Carolina. So the whole game plan here is just win the third period. Find a few things that work against Carolina because you got to do this again
tomorrow.
Weekend.
Yeah, you do, and you have to play them again tomorrow, and then not an easy task, to say the least, to get beat and then come back and do it all over again, and then to put matters where they are. Then you take off on the road on Sunday to play Port Huron in a Sunday afternoon game. Talk about a road trip. You're going there after a 7:05 puck drop tomorrow night. You're going to run over to Port Huron, and my voice says thank you for not having a 3-game homestand, but me personally, I'm not super happy. I mean, I'd like to have a 3-game homestand.
Didn't Dan talk to you about you're traveling with the team and doing a radio call by yourself up at Port Huron on Sunday?
Good thing I have no idea how to do that. At least not one that I'll admit to knowing.
They said they got that all taken care of for you.
I'm sure they did. A quick check of the goal lights, and we'll get underway here. 1:57 left on the Brad Denny penalty. That literally happened with 3 seconds left in the game. And 26 seconds of penalty as we're going to see a little 4-on-4 to start out here. If Danville could pull one back here, you'd feel a whole lot better about your momentum going into your own penalty kill. We'll see how this works out. That one won by Danville and pushed back to the younger Tesserero. Now turned over to Bunn. Bunn to Cangelosi. That one blocked up there nicely by Tesserero. Phil, to be specific. Have we seen AJ Tesserero out on the ice tonight?
I do not recall seeing too much of AJ tonight.
Which could be part of the reason that Phil was brought in. As this one played around to Bunn again. And now we're on a serve pro penalty kill for Danville. 1:25 on that. Bunn gonna pull this one back here. He's got help to his left.
I see AJ on the bench.
And to his right. To Andre. That one pushed onto Harley White. Slapped around by Phil Tesserero. It's only gonna get as far here as Stanislav Vlasov. Carolina threatening in close. Gordichuk with a save as this one's pushed out here. Armstrong gonna fling it down. A hard shot there off the face mask of Jacob Mullen. What a shot that was from Levi Armstrong from quite a distance.
That was on target and with a lot of steam on it.
It did. You'd like to see him pull some of those in his offensive zone. Maybe wrap him around as an offensive defenseman. A turnover here to Quintos. Quintos trying to pick a pass out there. It's turned over back to Carolina, though. Thrown off the boards nicely. Jan Salak come the other way down the right-hand side. Salak pulls it back, fakes ahead, and he's tripped up there as it was Jesse Nayer getting a stick in it, but it's turned back over to Carolina and coming the other way with it. is Carolina as they set up their offense here with a power play. 23 seconds left and 18:25 left in the period. Working the puck around nicely here. It's back out to Vlasov on the point over to the left-hand side. Back across the middle, a nice stick check there. That puck bounces in on Gordichuk, and he covers it up.
Good job by Jesse Naher getting a stick in the passing lane, but then that puck took a weird hop off of Jesse's stick and right on goal. But Jesse Gordichuk, since coming off the bench, has done an outstanding job in the net.
He has. He's held them at 6 so far. Technically a shutout for Gordichuk. We'll call it that. Coming back behind now, Jacob Mullen plays it. That one going to run off the remainder of the Serve Pro penalty kill. 1 second, and it's gone as Vlasov brings it back up. Now coming the other way with it, Carolina down the left-hand side. Brad Denny comes out of the box. That one thrown up high, comes right to Mitch Atkins. He tries to get past the man. Instead, it's turned over right in front of the Carolina bench and pushed back down. 17:48 left to go here. This one coming down the right-hand side now. Danville with an attempt through Atkins. A hard shot off the front of Jacob Mullen. And that one comes back off the rebound to Danville. Atkins trying to find a pass, covered on all sides here. He's taken down, and this one comes back around. Carolina going to try and play through Jan Salak here. Fred Hine comes back on the defensive side. That one a hard shot that wraps around the boards from Salak. Comes all the way back around to Chad Herron. Instead it's thrown through. Now it's going to come out to Phil Tesserero.
Delayed offside. He had to let it go.
And Tesserero wraps it around the back end of the net here. Danville keen to kill a little bit of time here. 17:11 left to go in the third period. Played ahead here to Zalak. Zalak does a nice job of getting past one, but it's come back out to Klineski and played back around. Played back around the far side here. It comes out to Grebenikov. Wrapped around and played back around here, trying to link up there with number 5, Mike Baker, as he dumps this one down. Turner, the first one to it, tries to drop it back. He does to Zalak. In a shift change, Carolina, but a nice backwards move there by Everett Thompson with a stick check. Gets the leg of, was that and another goal for Carolina on the result.
Boy, Zylak taken down. Whether it was tripped up or just kind of get tangled up with the opposing player, that led to an odd man break for Carolina, and they cash in once again.
As they so often do. Looked like Zelak was a little more upset than anything. Maybe not with the call, just upset about how things are going, which with 16:39 left in the third period, I'm going to go ahead and call that one understandable. And this stick tied, Nick Gullo is still tied up there with Cangelosi, who's been a stick tie magnet tonight on the face-off circle.
I'm going to see if the announcer curse works the other way. Jacob Mullen with a shutout going here with 16 minutes and 20 seconds left.
I guess you do what you have to.
Trying, guys.
Played back by Troy Murray behind the net here. Murray wraps this one through. He's going to try and bring it down the right-hand side. If your offense isn't creating offense, try it through the defense. And he gets it down into the zone. Armstrong going to be in a foot race with Cangelosi for this one as Cangelosi plays him into the boards. Looked like Browsen trying to lay a little bit of a revenge hit there on the part of Armstrong. And went into the boards. That one's going to be played down to Mullen. He blockers that away with a stick and a right blocker. A little extra protection there never hurts.
First test of the announcer curse.
Vincent DeAndre played that one out, and it was turned over to Brad Denny. Denny unable to find a pass here too well. Comes to Atkins and back to Denny after a stick check from Carolina. Dumped around the boards here, trying to catch up to it is Stanislav Vlasov. He will. Fires it through Atkins there. That one came out to Panachek, but played back down there by Phil Tesserero. And wrapped around to Fred Hine, who fires one on. How did Mullen pull that one out of the air? It wasn't on net, but man, he had a quick reflex to grab a hold of that one.
Having a big night between the pipes for the Carolina Thunderbirds. Their offense has made it real easy for him to relax in the net with this big lead, but Jacob Mullen wants that shutout bad now.
And rightfully so, and with 15:22 left in the third period, he looks to be well on pace. Danville had a lot of opportunities, but he's really shut him down so far tonight.
I'm going to mention this shutout every single chance I get until the Dashers break it.
Fred Hine fires a backhand there off the left blocker of Mullen. Trying to take it with him there. Carolina can't clear it for the moment, and they are about to now. Now come the other way with it.
Odd man break.
Play near through George Holt. A nice move behind there. Phil Tesserero lays a body check and keeps him off of it. Gordachuk awaits down by the far post. That one didn't get quite as far as him as Brad Denny gets it out of the zone.
Been very impressed with Phil Tesserero tonight. Another opportunity there for Carolina, but he snuffed it out.
Brad Denny up to Mitch Atkins, and Atkins elects to dump it down. Is Danville going to get a mass shift change? Atkins, Browse, and Ensor out there for them. And playing with it behind the net now, number 5, Mike Baker. Baker passes this one out as Carolina on the move. They were playing through Jan Krivolovec there for a moment. Now it's down to the right of Jesse Gordachuk. Playing with it the other way, Seth Ensor, as that one's cleared out of the Danville zone. 14-16 left to go here in the third period. Baker comes down the right-hand side with it. Turner plays that one with a chest-high stick, but it comes back down to Gordachuk, and it's frozen. We'll have a face-off.
Nate, we're seeing a big gut check for the Danville Dashers. This is the first time all year that we've seen them totally outplayed in a game and way down. And what we're seeing from the boys here in the third period is they're playing with a lot of pride, a lot of hustle, a lot of hits. They're playing a good game here in a tough situation.
Now on the defensive end is Danville. A shot from the point, didn't get quite as far as Gordachuk. And this one going to be trying to play out. Browsen does nicely to get it out. And Seth Ensor fires one across to Sam Turner. Turner with a little bit of space, gets some more. A shot wide left there of Jacob Mullen. Looked like the Dashers' best opportunity. Slapper from Seth Ensor there. And that one's going to come all the way around the boards to Nick Gullo.
Good idea for Turner because he had Quintos right in front of the net if they gave up a rebound.
Turner pushed into his board, and that one comes all the way back around for Daniel Kleneski. Played up and around the boards. Now Quinto's going to have an opportunity for this one. He's fighting for it with Vincent DeAndre. Danville able to get a little bit of possession here with 13:20 left to go, and that one frozen by Mullen here to his left side.
Quintos and Mitch Atkins are really putting on good hustle plays tonight. Getting some good offensive chances for the Dashers, but they just have not been able to break the seal on the net.
Atkins in the face-off circle against Cangelosi. Stick tie here, Dennis? They're both going to be sent off, so no, I'm going to not bet on that anymore. As Daniel Martin comes in with Fred Hine, former teammates here. Daniel Martin gets the better of it.
I don't think we saw Mitch Atkins thrown out of a face-off all season. We've seen it 3 times tonight.
Yeah, quite odd. Now Cangelosi comes down the right-hand side. He's got help. That one fired off the blockers there of Jesse Gordachuk and brought back along. It comes all the way back to DeAndre. DeAndre plays this one off the boards. Gordachuk out of his net to grab it. He's going to have to work fast. Fakes a pass right and goes left and gets it out of the situation, but Carolina keeps it in the zone with a nice foot pass there. Gordachuk once again out of his net here. Going to play this one along the boards to Levi Armstrong. Armstrong passing it up along the right-hand side here. It comes around. Turnover almost. Cangelosi with a nice stick check to try and get that one back. Just had a massive deja vu there. For some reason, I don't know, maybe it was last year. As this one played errantly by Logan Hawgood. Gordachuk has to collect it. Murray to Hawgood now, out in front of Gordachuk's net. Don't like to see that. And played out. And that one finds the stick there. I think that was Jan Krivolovec on that one.
Hawgood needs to get himself a new stick after the last couple of plays there.
Quintos to Armstrong to Quintos connection, as that one was trying to be dropped deep, but Panacek rises up and grabs it with a big hand. A little bit of sloppy play here by both sides.
Down 7-0, and Nick Gullo is hustling like it's a 1-0 game.
And that's exactly what you'd expect from him. The Energizer Bunny, as that one comes back around. He laid a hit there, a little bit of one on Stanislav Vlasov, who's had some great defensive shifts so far tonight. Nick Gullo, what a hard worker as he bites
all
the ice and is right back up to it and ends up with the puck here. Gullo passes that one around to Tesserero.
He comes to the bench exhausted after that shift.
To Quintos. That one wrapped around an errant stick there by Quintos as it comes back. And that one fired on. Gordachuk gets down to it with his left blocker. That one came off the stick of Stanislav Bakhor. Now wrapping it around is Krevesteffen. This one out in empty space here. Danville going to try and run with it. Patrick Zelot coming down the other end, right-hand wing. He gets poke checked away from it, but gets it back and dumps it along the boards here. Justin Browsen going to end up with it. Browsen fakes left, goes right, and brings it around. Gets past one, unable to get past two. Two Danville Dashers go colliding on the left side of the net there. And Carolina come the other way with it. Brad Denny able to get a stick to it. Levi Armstrong going to lay pressure, lays a hit, and man, so close there for Danville to having a little bit of open ice. Instead, it bounces back to Panacek. A stick check there delays Carolina's movement. Now Mitch Atkins is on it. He's forced off of it, though, by Heron. Now coming the other way with it is number 15, Everett Thompson, as that one goes wide at Gordichuk. Thompson tries to lay it back off there. He was looking for Chad Heron. Instead, it comes back around here. Krvolevec, that one off the leg there of Levi Armstrong as it's wrapped around here by Kleneski. A shot off the leg again, comes back out. Now Fred Hine on it with Levi Armstrong. Armstrong tries to dump this one. He does around the boards right to Carolina. We got a shift change here. A nice pass from Carolina right to Sam Turner. I guess it's not really a nice pass if you don't mean to do it, isn't it? That one comes back out to Krvolevec. Up the left wing here, Ensor lays a hit, but Carolina a shooting opportunity off the leg and out of play. 10:05 left to go here in the third period.
Dashers trying to finish every single one of the checks with the little extra hit. Trying to send a little message that they're not done playing, even though they're down 7-0 with 10 minutes to go.
Danville with a nice stick check there, gave him an opportunity. Instead, it ends up in a shot that is gloved out of the air by Jesse Gordichuk.
Another nice stop by Jesse. He had a good eye on that one. And we'll have our media timeout for the third period.
9:58. You can't ask for much closer to the 10-minute mark than that now, can you?
They're listening to our union rep. That's all I got to tell you, Nate.
Is Dash our union rep?
You got it.
Yeah. What an effective negotiator.
Yeah, he just gets everybody laughing, having a good time. Next thing you know, we're getting our media breaks right on time.
And now he's eating out of the trash can.
Well,
He's a reindeer. We let him do what they want.
Fear the deer for good reason, folks.
Especially if you're a piece of trash in a trash can. Not like a piece of trash human, but we get those too. Anyway, with 9:58 left to go here in the third period, 7-0. Carolina in the lead. And credit where credit's due, this Danville crowd has stuck around, maybe even grown in numbers since the start of this one, although it hasn't quite gone their way.
Now, good loyal fans here in Danville, Illinois. They love their Dashers. Win or lose, they're behind this team, and there'll be a lot of folks hanging around to chat with the players after the game. Even after a tough loss, the players always so nice to the fans here at the David S. Palmer Arena. And hey, come on out and watch the Danville Dashers in action against these Carolina Thunderbirds tomorrow night.
As we have a little delay here in the face-off, and now we're good to go. Down on the other end of the ice here, Cangelosi against Mitch Atkins. Stick tie? No, is that one won by Atkins and thrown almost down the ice. Cangelosi had it at his feet for a minute, but a little bit of a scrum to try and grab it back. Now wrapping around Carolina off the blocker. Jesse Gordichuk with a nice save. Fred Hine trying to do something with this one. Almost does, as that one was just a little bit out of reach there for Danville's winger. And wrapped around the boards here to Barakov. Barakov, open in front. He almost linked up with Atkins. What a beauty that would have been, and what a relief with Michael Bunn coming down the right wing here wide of Gordichuk. The net's off its moorings as it was Danny Martin and Seth Ensor getting into it a little bit.
And a couple of guys giving the old evil eye to each other, but the referee's doing a good job of keeping order here at the David S. Palmer Arena.
As a little delay here as we fix the net. That's kind of important, though, I would say.
Yeah, the officials doing a good job of not taking their eye off a couple of these players.
Seth Ensor is going to the penalty box.
All righty. Yeah, I'm waiting on that call. I did not see what they whistled him for.
No comment. We'll see. Well, either way, we're going on a serve pro penalty kill here. Down 7 goals. Worth noting. And that one thrown out of play here. It was tipped up, though. It was for slashing. We'll have to take a look at that one, I suppose, when it comes back up. 9:25 left to go in the third period. That face-off won on the ground there by Carolina. Out at the point, this one turned over to Quintos. Quintos coming down the right-hand lane here. He's got one man to beat, and he's stripped up there. Michael Bunn with a nice poke check. He's coming down the left-hand wing now, trying to find Danny Martin instead.
Look out.
Right in front of net here, Jesse Gordichuk not able to do very much about it. 3 Dashers hit the ground just in that little segment there as a couple of blown skates, and Danny Martin ends up with the puck in the corner.
Carolina just wheeling and dealing on this offense.
Great link-up passing here as Bunn has it, trying to redirect one in front, and that one bounces to the left there of Jesse Gordichuk. Danny Martin on it again. Trying to get it back is Murray. As you have your best defender on the ice, arguably, in the penalty box for Danville. Quintos tries to get that one. Almost does, but instead Carolina drops it deep to Gordichuk. Gonna try and find a stretch pass to Nick Gullo. Almost did, as that one was taken by Peter Panicek and just in time.
Very creative play there.
He had popped that one up like a middle pop-up into the center field there, actually, coming off the stick of Jesse Gordichuk.
He had made eye contact with Gullo, too. Gullo knew it was coming.
112 takes the puck from another as Tesserero takes it away from Panicek, and now on the other end with Stanislav Vlasov. Now back to Jan Salak. Salak to Panicek. Panicek down the left wing, cutting across the middle, elects to pull it back. He's looking to pick a pass. He comes back to the point of Vlasov. Back to backcourt of Vlasov. That one comes across the net over to backcourt. A shot is blockered away and maybe off the post there of Jesse Gordichuk. This one over to the point, now coming across as Backor's on it. Back out to the point for Vlasov, a shot to the left off the glove of Jesse Gordichuk. Another save for Jesse. This one thrown down the ice, 3 seconds left, and that'll do enough to kill off this power play on Seth Ensor as he skates back to the bench. A full side shift change here for Danville, except for the 2 offensive players. As this one tipped down, Murray going to try and get to it first. Instead on it now is Everett Thompson. He carries it in, out to the point. That one redirected in. It's going to end up here with Jan Krivolovec out to the point. That one comes across the line. Unable to keep it in was Daniel Klineski. Baker on it. Klineski back across the middle here. One stick check and they're past Hine as Murray tries to slap at that one. He's going to fight for it along the paint here now. And then that one was number 26, Jan Krivolovec. This one out in front of the Dasher goal and now trying to come the other way with it up the middle.
Ooh.
Took a stick there up high, trying to poke check at that one, did Mitch Atkins.
Ooh.
And now Atkins is right back on it, coming down the other way. Carolina has the puck though as Atkins tries to play catch up. Just carving through this Danville defense. Michael Bunn on the right side, a pass across the open net. Gordichuk did just enough to get that one. Nobody home across the blue line. And now coming the other way with it, it's behind the net. Danville playing down the left-hand wing here. Now on the other side, Vincent to Andre. To Andre over to Holt. Across the middle, that one trying to find Bunn. Bunn able to get on it. We'll see. He just loses that one just a little bit here, and he would have had an open net as he had worked his way in on goal. Now it's some beautiful passing here as Danville trying to clear this one. Worked around the net here. A nice hustle play there by Hawgood, and it ends up with Quintos. A nice play there on the defense from Danville. Quintos coming down the right wing here. He's played into the boards, and that one comes all the way out from Mullen as he just gets it out, and it's going to end up with DeAndre who throws it down, and we'll have an icing on this one.
Danville Dashers down 7-0, less than 6 minutes to go. Still sacrificing their bodies on defense to make the blocks. Very impressed with the gut check being answered by these Danville Dashers. They're not going to win the game tonight, but they are showing a lot of heart in front of the home team fans.
Yeah, 5:45 left to go in the third period. They're still fighting like it's a 1-0 game here in the first, which is encouraging to see going into tomorrow as Cangelosi unable to get on top of that one. It comes out to Gullo. Gullo to Armstrong. Armstrong trying to pick a pass here. Gullo's stick was tied. He couldn't get it around. Instead, it comes to Browsen behind the net. Browsen on it. Tries to backhand one in. Looked like Mullen got just enough on that. He hit the ice. Gullo taken hard into the boards and into the ice as he has a word with the official on the far side. Turner on this one now to Gullo. Gullo with a little bit of a pass there. That comes all the way back to Ensor. Ensor carries past one, drops to Armstrong. Armstrong with a slap shot up into the arms of Jacob Mullen. And Ensor in there trying to poke it out of Mullen's arms, but Mullen held on to that one firm.
Very impressed with some of these shots we're seeing from Levi Armstrong. That young man's game continues to evolve, Nate. He's turning into one heck of a hockey player all around, not just the tough guy.
And now coming back behind it is Vlasov. He passes it off to Grebenikov. Grebenikov to Panicek. This one comes out to the right of Gordichuk. He's out of his net here. Does nicely to get it away as that one comes out to Barakov. Barakov coming down the right-hand zone, gets past one. He's going to have a foot race here to try and get past another. He gets it and brings it around. A nice play there by Barakov. We've seen him extend plays like that many a time so far as this one comes out to Denny. Over to Tesserero, just wide to the left of Jacob Mullen. Almost redirected in there. Danville threatening here. Now Jan Salak on it. Salak trying to get past Denny. Denny giving up a pretty big size advantage there. Does just enough, and that one taken back by Barakov. A nice play there from Brad Denny. Turned over, though, and now coming the other way with it is Carolina. They're playing through Daniel Klineski. Klineski coming up the left wing here. Throws that one right into the hands of Brad Denny. Klineski uses his body to block a pass. Comes to Hine. Hine on it now. He gives it back. That one now back in the arms of Phil Tesserero. Dumped in. Fred Hine going to be in a foot race with number 5 Mike Baker to get to this one. Now coming the other way with it, it's Carolina again. A little back and forth here in the last 4 minutes. 3:54 left in the third. This one brought back here by Carolina and turned over. Now Quintos coming the other way with it. He's tied up. That one's got to come back.
Yep, they're calling it.
Was a hook.
That was a captain hook all the way.
Right in the middle of the open ice with 3:44 left to go, and Danville will spend almost a third, a little bit closer to a half, of the remainder of the game on a Daniel Klineski penalty. I would assume it'll be hooking. I don't think they would call that one an interference. No clear offensive opportunity.
Nah, that had to be an offense or a hook all the way. The old captain hook where there was no doubt about it. He got the whole thing, and whoop, there goes the skates.
After that offensive pass interference call. Oh, wait. Wrong sport. Sam Turner on the point.
Upon further review.
Quintos across Browsen. Yeah! Goal! Finally, Justin Browsen. That's his 200th point. Justin Browsen collects point number 200.
Laser beam of a shot not only beat the goalie, but sent his Gatorade bottle flying off the boards. There was a no doubt about it shot and goal there. Great to see, and great to see that the announcers curse on talking about shutouts still works.
It eventually worked, right?
It eventually worked. I was getting worried. I was running out of time. But Justin Browsen with a big goal there.
And that's a good look going here into the later part of the third period. Justin Browsen scoring. Mike Bunn congratulating him on that one.
Hey, it's 1-1 since Jesse Gordichuk took the ice.
That is his 200th goal, Justin Browsen, in the Federal Prospects Hockey League. His 10th of the season for Danville, and a large amount of those coming for Danville. He only played on one other FHL team, and that was Dayton back in 2013 and 2014, where he scored 5 goals. The other 195 here with the hometown Danville Dashers. And you can't separate Justin Browsen from this Dashers franchise, a member of the championship-winning team just a few short years ago. Here's to you, Justin Browsen. Congratulations on goal number 200. Quite the accomplishment in just 338 games played. He's now at 359 points.
Hard worker extraordinaire.
Mitch Atkins. Articulate number 26, Sam Turner. And number 10.
And Tommy B said Mitch Atkins scored that one, but that is not correct.
Don't believe that is correct.
Justin Browsen pounded the glass on the other side.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and call that one fake news. Dennis? As Danville finally gets a goal here, 7-1, 3:04 left to go. Carolina in again, Bunn. Bunn tries to drag a nice defensive effort there from Browsen. Gordichuk slides over with a pad, blocked that one. The rebound, looks like the goal came off just a little bit, but it's back on enough for them to continue playing. Sam Turner. Oh, a stretch pass there to Jesse Nair, and a nice one there off the stick of Sam Turner. Just trying to find Jesse Nair. Now finds Seth Ensor to the right. This one came back out to Barakov. Armstrong out there as well as Fred Hine. This one coming back through Jan Salak. Salak's got 2 men to beat, and Jesse Gordichuk wraps it around with 2:23 left to go here in the third period. Salak passes it off there. He was looking for Panachek. Instead, found the foot of Panachek and the stick of Brad Denny as Barakov passes to Hine on the right wing. Hine tries to pick a pass there to Armstrong, just a little bit too far, and now come the other way with it is Jan Salak. He's got a man to his left, back to Salak on the right, and that's a goal. Jesse Gordichuk beaten top shelf to his right. There's nothing he could do about that. Had a 2-on-1. Not a whole lot of help in there for Jesse Gordichuk, the young man from British Columbia.
It's a shorty for the Carolina Thunderbirds. Still a man in the box.
They do have a man in the box with 27 seconds left to go on that penalty, and they get a shorty there with 2:04 left to go.
Good crisp passing by Carolina, and again, speed kills in hockey. Dashers obviously trying to pour it on to get every little ounce out of that power play, but
they have given that goal to Mitch Atkins officially.
That's very strange. The only thing he's got in common there was an 8 on his uniform, but there was a double 8 and a much larger man scored that goal.
We'll try and get a word from that on our GM. That is, I'm going with fake news, but we'll see.
I'll get a look at that replay. But
at worst, we'll have an update for you tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure it was the double 8.
And Justin Browson sure celebrated like he scored it.
Unless there was a tip in, but I didn't
see one.
Confused.
Not even sure Mitch was out on the ice.
I'm not even sure. Yeah, that was an 88 all the way. It's not like you can mix up Browson and Atkins the way they look either. I'm very confused.
This one played around by Carolina, and they're threatening again. There's their number 8, Vincent DeAndre, on a shot. Jesse Gordichuk.
Got a piece of Jesse.
Is down. He's shaken up. He's back up. Looks like he's going to try and pop the helmet off here.
I think it got the headgear again for Gordichuk. It might have almost hit him on the side of the head from the way he's looking. Well, we're at 1 minute to go here in the third period. Carolina 8-1. And the last thing we want to see is our goaltender, Jesse Gordichuk, for the Dashers, shaken up here.
Peter Panachek now has 3 assists on the night after that Jan Salak goal. The only player on Carolina to have 2 goals tonight is Jan Krivolevek. I feel like I've done okay. Maybe I'm shooting it like 60% on the night in terms of pronunciation.
Your Vex and your Vogs and your Kovs and your Slavs are really, there's a lot of those.
I could do with a year studying abroad in Eastern Europe if anyone wants to provide that.
I'm thinking that we want some official name changes to Smith, Jones, and Williams before tomorrow night. Just a suggestion to make it a little easier on my poor play-by-play guy here.
This one played by Danville, coming around through Quintos. Quintos drops it to Jesse Nair. He's going to have some space. He's taking off the puck there. Able to get it back, though. Nair to Atkins. Atkins wraps around Quintos. Some nice passing here, but turned over after a stick check. It's going to come out to Seth Ensor. 40 seconds left in the third period. I think it's safe to say the game at this rate.
Yeah.
Cangelosi's pass was picked off there, but able to stay on side. That was a nice play there. Michael Bunn brings it down the left-hand side out to the point. Played off the point to the right of Jesse Gordichuk. He looks like he didn't ever take a hit. He was down and ready for that one. And Jesse Nair in a foot race here. He's got 1 man to beat. Brings it across. A nice move, Jesse Nair. As he tried to pull that one back, it's going to be a penalty. Could it be a penalty shot? It was a hooking, and he was in on goal. I doubt they'll give that.
No, I think we're going to see 13.7 seconds of power play action here for the Dashers. Maybe they can cash in a second time and tie it up since Jesse Gordichuk took the ice. Looking for small victories tonight, Nate. Give the boys some momentum coming into tomorrow night. One thing I have been very happy to see is Phil Tesserero excellent on defense tonight.
It's Krivalovic, not Krivolovic. I was about a half syllable off. I'm going to call that one a win.
You got a lot of icks, ovs, and covs
Danville
tonight.
threatening here, shorthanded. Oh, just up and out as time expires for Levi Armstrong. Armstrong going to go give a tap to goaltender there, Jacob Mullen, who had a really good night. 8-1, the final score here. Does that mean we start tomorrow with 1:46 left in penalty time? No,
That would be
it
nice,
does
actually.
not.
That would be nice.
It carries over into your next game. That would get really confusing after a while, I would think. Regardless here, Danville able to pull one goal back, but I think we knew that wasn't going to do a whole lot as we do come back.
Well, we saw a lot of good hustle from the Danville Dashers tonight. We saw good job in goal by Jesse Gordichuk in relief for Harley White, who just got so frustrated tonight. Here's the thing, Nate. You can hear the sound of the tape-to-tape passes by Carolina very loud here in the arena tonight. That's a sign of a team that just was on their game tonight, and they steamrolled Dashers, but the Dashers never gave up. They showed a lot of heart down the stretch and fought hard right till that final buzzer.
Well, as we see both teams off the ice here at the David S. Palmer Arena, we'll be right back at it tomorrow, 7:05 p.m. the puck drop here. We'll get an update, obviously, on your stars of the game. The third star is Joe Cangelosi, 1 goal, 1 assist. Second star, Everett Thompson. First star, wait, let me look at the pronunciation again. Krivalovic.
Krivalovic.
I will eventually potentially remember. Now I'm getting conflicting reports. Krivolovic is what I was told originally, and now they're saying Krivalovic.
Shouldn't it be
and then
Jan?
it's Krivolovic again.
Shouldn't it be Jan Krivalovic?
I would think so.
We'll work on that.
Well, I guess we will. If I'm getting conflicting reports, I don't know what I can do. Either way, no conflicting report about this final score. How do you like that for a segue? As Carolina comes into the David S. Palmer Arena and beats the Danville Dashers to score 8-1. Harley White in relief was taken out as Jesse Gordichuk came in. He did let in 2 goals. One of them certainly had no chance on, that's for sure, as he put on an admirable performance. I think we'll see him out there tomorrow night on the ice. I think that's probably always been the plan, as we're going to be back here tomorrow night as well. Not a whole lot to talk about in this one. Your final scores from around the league before we go. Danbury won at home against Delaware 4-2. Watertown won 3-1 in Elmira. Port Huron at home beating Menor 7-2. And Columbus beating the Battle Creek Rumblebees 6-3. Here in Danville, Carolina, a 7-1 win led by Everett Thompson, Joe Cangelosi, John Krivalovic et al. And the whole team putting in a good night tonight. Danville fought hard to the very end, the very tooth and nail of it, so credit where credit is due. It's never easy. We'll see how they come out tomorrow, and we'll see you all again tomorrow as well. From Dennis Michelson, I'm Nate Williamson. Have a good night and see you tomorrow.